Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War 3 with this Ottoman campaign. I'm gonna join straight into a naval battle because this is going to be a rather short one, I hope, as we are chasing down the Russian Navy and capturing their trade ships, which we should be doing right about now. So I'm gonna order these two to go ahead and board the enemy while this one continues to chase them down and sink them. Or in case, just take them, take control of them as well if they surrender. So, it doesn't always happen like this, but sometimes the camera stays in the same kind of mode as it does in kind of the land battles. Well, it doesn't always happen like this in the land battles either, but I'm able to zoom freely through the ships. And you can get a really close-up view of the fighting. We are trying our best to chase down their trade ships. And I mean, the other two were so broken down already. Maybe I should fire for the sails. Could go ahead and give the enough of a boost to my own ships to actually catch up with them. As right now this Ottoman frigate is having a bit of trouble catching up to the merchant ship. Same over here as well. However, this one is going straight into this hailstorm of canister, which seems to have killed, or at least thrown to the ground, loads of the crew on board this ship. Oh, look at what happened down on gun deck. So many guns were destroyed, and loads of the crew were killed. Guess I'll have to take back what I said about the canister. Let's see. It seems like we're catching up to both ships. The problem is going to be over here, because this one is still going to be able to fire on our ship as we board. We'll start trying to turn to face this one, and we'll switch to round shot as we do. And with that, the enemy admiral dies. And this guy doesn't know what he's doing. Some fancy dancing. Now is not the time, sir. Put down your phone. Do not record some of your stupid TikTok videos right now. Oh, it's sinking. We only fired canister on it. But apparently that was enough to sink it. So we don't have to worry about this ship getting outnumbered. Right now, though, it seems to have quite a difficult time catching up with the trade ship. Switch to round shot. I guess if we fire enough canister, we could potentially just force them to surrender. Worst case scenario would be that we accidentally sink these ones as well. How about we fire for the sails on this one as well. And see if we can't do it that way. I thought this was gonna go a lot quicker, but since I'm not actually able to catch up to the enemy, it's causing a bit of trouble. Take down the sails, gentlemen. All I need is just a few good shots. Take down one mast. Should be enough. We're kind of catching up already. It's just, I imagine it could be just that it was the weird angle that we're chasing the ship at. I guess I turned you the wrong way around. You will then chase him down there. And you will chase this one down. You will switch to round shot and you will engage with the Russian brig. And that's how we're gonna do it. Putting loads of Marines in the front here and up in the sails, ready to fire over into the Russian brig. The Russian brig is actually a perfect target for canister, given how low in the water it is, and it's only got one deck with everyone on it. If you could get like a really good canister shot onto there, they would be done for. I hope that we're getting them to... Ooh! Look at that! People just fell down from the sails as the masts were cut. I do believe we have caught this ship. And... ooh, here comes the canister. Brave enough of the captains to stand right there. Oh, the other we're boarding the other ship over there as well. Standing right there as the canister were coming in. They have no chance. 176 versus 38. And what's going on over here? Similar thing. I do believe that ship has actually surrendered. Even before they were able to start the boarding. And I do believe they're about to board here. There's so few men on board this ship. And I can't believe they haven't already surrendered. This Russian guy just took down 2 of ours. But there he goes. He took a sword to the belly. And the ship is completely overrun. Even some are climbing up the masts, ready to fight the Russians up here. And all the way over there as well. And we've got one Russian guy hiding out up here. What is he hiding over there for? And how's it going over here? These guys did their work, but I guess this area is prone to dancing fits right there. And that probably means that... Oh! I guess we left a few of our... Oh, no, they're gonna commit suicide. Rather than stay aboard a captured ship, they decided to jump into the sea. Great. Oh! They surrendered. I am... Oh! Oh, was he one of the guys that stayed on and commit suicide? If I go down like this, maybe I can see him. He was on his way back to our ship and he drowned. Or could it have been that when we fired that last canister he was still on the enemy ship and he got shot? Or how exactly did our admiral die? It seems like he died here somewhere. Did he die up at a mast? I don't know what happened. But that ship is routing after that. Which is kind of weird. But anyways, we can definitely say that the fighting is over with us victorious. We've captured the enemy's trade ships. And here we have the results. So we sunk those two other ships, but we captured the trade ships. So perfect. Maybe capturing the other two would have been better actually, because then I could have sold them for prize money. But we made the goal of taking the trade ships, and that's the most important part, and the fact that we now are in complete control of the Black Sea. We're gonna move the fleet back to repair it. This admiral though, I guess it's kind of good that he died, because he was a bit of a coward. Going over the situation right now, since last time, we have kind of bad news, because Great Britain decides to join in the war. And I imagine that just by luck we will see British forces not landing in Spain or France, but making their way over to attacking us, probably sinking our trade navy, and then landing troops to invade Greece. It's just my prediction right now. It's probably going to happen sometime in the future. I was going to attack the Austrian navy as well, but they've combined their force, and I speculate that two of these ships could be their trade ships, but I don't actually know. So I don't want to send this smaller fleet as of yet, especially since I won over here. So I can bring in the other ships, repair them, and then go after the Austrians. And then travel up here and see if I can capture their trade ships. Instead, what we're going to do, instead of doing naval battle over here, is we're going to see if we can follow up Mehmed Ali's victory over the Russians at the bridge by continuing on and taking the second goal that we got, or objective, which was taking Zagreb. We get 2,000 gold, and we also get a ship in the port right there at Split, and we're just one jump away from Vienna. Now the problem with taking Vienna or going too strong against the Austrians is that we will be bordering with the French then. And if we are bordering with the French, especially if we hold an area that they want, that's one of their victory regions, they could declare war on me, and I probably would want to have finished off at least one of my other enemies, the Russians, first. So we might just go in and loot Zagreb and then skedaddle back to Belgrade rather than continuing on against the Austrians. Anyways, let's go ahead and end turn and see what the enemy is up to, shall we? And there we have the end of the turn. We get a trade route raided by the Austrians. So they decide to... No, they do not decide to split their force. These are two different ships. Which could be a target then for our ships. However, that puts this area at quite disadvantage, because that could trigger them to attack our fleet over here, especially... I mean, right now it might be that the AI sees all of these as kind of functioning big ships, when they're clearly not. The trade ships are... Our trade ships are god-awful. So they could just see the numbers here and like, we can't attack here. But if I move away these three to attack, we definitely don't know what this is. So until we know what that is, we should probably stay away. We're gonna move over here. So I'd already started the commissioning of the Qasem Yusuf ship. I'm wondering if, yeah, you know what, we'll continue building ships just to make sure that I mean, we've got something to throw at the British when they turn up. Then I think it's probably also time to, if we could see about marching towards the Russians up here, and then make a jump over to attack that area. We have recruited some extra troops, and then I do believe I recruited these two to actually march over here and be garrison over there. And then we have all of these that I've recruited, which are light troops of the new model army, which is sort of the best troops I have right now. God awful morale still, 25, but they have high accuracy, which is good. And with that we'll have the land battle. It's rather a sizable Austrian force here. A lot of it is light troops, of course. The Austrians have almost as bad morale as we do. 37. I mean, my best is like 31. Cavalry we don't count. But on average is like 21. That's the... Even the Austrian local partisans have 22, while my Janissaries, professional Janissaries, they have 21, while the Austrian militia regiments have 22. Obviously these guys have an accuracy of 9, while we have 16, so it's a little bit better. The enemy have superior cannons. 1 6-pounder battery and 1 3-pounder battery. But as I can see, they have... I was about to say they have no cavalry, but they do have 1 heavy cavalry unit. 82 morale. God damn it. They do outnumber us by 600, 700, 800 men roughly. But that, you know what? Enough talking. Let's go in and see if we can't actually beat these guys. I guess one of the advantages the Ottoman army gets is that we get to deploy these deployable defenses, even if we are attacking. So I'm able to build this here redoubt to protect the mortars. So I've all the infantry is based around this. We've got our horse-drawn cannons right there, the heavy cavalry or the 2 heavier cavalry units, and then the Tartars over here. Hopefully just gonna swing around and get that reinforcement cannon. And yes, let's go ahead and start, shall we? Okay, so it's turning up over here. So I want to catch that before it joins the rest of the Austrian army. And I want to see if we can move up on the other cannon as well. And I'm thinking we're not actually going to stay to defend the redoubt, or at least to start off with. Instead we're going to go out to meet the enemy. But we need to keep in mind that our troops are a little bit weaker than that of the enemy. And we saw what happened when we fought the Russians. So we want to keep some troops behind to make sure that if the front line falters, we do have a second line ready to plug the gap and stop whatever unit that is breaking through. The enemy cannon has now opened fire on the Mamluk unit. I wonder if I should just move with all haste actually towards the enemy cannon and take it out before their cannon takes out too many. Right, Tatars are already taking out the cannon over there. I can imagine that with so many light troops being deployed on the Austrian side, if I lock them in place with the infantry, then some swift cavalry charges coming in from the flank could very well be enough to break them. We have triggered the entire blob of Austrian troops over there, and we've taken out all their cannons. So hopefully the enemy will now be marching against us. There's where I draw that line. I'm gonna put the archers a bit closer, just because they can fire overhead. And I think this cannon needs to be moved up, and the general should also move closer, and then the Tatars should be moved up behind the enemy. So let's see how we do against the Grenzers. Oh, we can already see some archer fire. And the good thing here, I guess, is that all my frontline units will be now focusing on single Austrian unit and hopefully breaking that pretty quickly. We have reserve units and local militia. Once the enemy opened up though, they were able to inflict a lot of damage on us. But it's compounded by all that firing plus the mortars. Let's see. I wonder if I shouldn't bring the Tatars. They don't really work in town like that. So we got one enemy unit pulling back. Damn, we've lost 50 men over here. They're really focusing. I want the mortars then to target towards the center. Now there's a lot of Austrian troops, and it looks like under the pressure of all that fire, you know what, I'll bring these guys to the center. Looks like they could be trying to push through here. So if I set it here, we are ready with canister once they go through. But hopefully they'll start to break, and I can have my cavalry charge in and sweep all of these guys away. Okay, we have one unit that was crushed by the Austrians. And the Austrians are cutting us to shreds. I do think it's time, before it's too late, to try and save the day by sending in the cavalry now, just as the Austrians are about to reach our line. And then we have the Tatars coming in from behind. I'll tell the mortars to hold fire. These cannons are ready to deploy. And just as the Austrians are about to reach our lines, the Ottoman cavalry strikes, and I'm actually going to order our troops forward into the charge, just because I want to see if I can get my infantry to get loads of kills here as they charge down retreating enemy troops. So it's not just the cavalry that gains loads of chevrons. Might even get the general in on this as well, if they start to falter more here, which they do. Now the heavy cuirassiers of the enemy needs to be dealt with, because it's kind of stopping up everything over here. The Bedouins will form into line and then move into the flank of the enemy over there. This line unit will form over here, and this one will form behind, as we somehow have managed to get infantry troops all around the enemy. And then the general together with the Tartars can go ahead and chase down everyone riding away over there. You will hold fire, and you will hold fire now. Okay, the Austrians are putting up a strong resistance around their general. Let's get the archers behind. Get these guys up here. And just pushing that extra fire into the flanks here should be able to seize the day. I'm gonna send my general back. And with the enemy general gone, I'm gonna order my cavalry, see if they can push through the Grensers. And I'll order the line infantry to charge down the Grensers. And our victory should be complete as I surround the Grensers and force them away. And there we have it, victory. My oh, not really, we've got one unit rallying over there, but that actually just works against the Austrians, because that gives these units right here loads of time to just slaughter. Oh, they were able to rally against the Tartars and fire once. It's the Hungarians that are back. But the Hungarians didn't have enough. The Hungarian militia didn't have enough to stand against the Tartars this day. And they were rode down. I won the battle. But it was at a heavy cost for all my troops. Not as heavy as I might have thought it'd be. If the enemy had a proper army there, they could have just pushed straight through, because they managed to shoot their way through my right flank and send the unit away from there. But then my cavalry came in, and you can see the amount of dead Austrians strewn across the fields here. Right, let's go ahead and end this and get back to the campaign map. And here we have it. We killed off the entire Austrian garrison of 3,300 men, and we only lost 730 of our own. Highest kills goes to the Tartars, 625. Most of that is just riding no, not most of it. All of it is just riding people down. It's not actually fighting. Then comes the cavalry, and we managed to get some for the infantry. Unfortunately, we didn't get any chevrons for any of the line infantry. We got for the artillery, we got for the general, actually got one, and we got for the cavalry, but not anything for the infantry, which I was hoping I would get. Which they kinda need to get that morale boost. Anyways, we took the area. However, I don't know if I want to keep it because of what I've explained, that I don't really want to go too heavy against the Austrians. So what we're going to do is we're going to loot it. We don't actually get that much from it. 2,500 from looting this place. We just looted Croatia. We do get... let's see. Where's the... I guess I completed it. Oh, next turn we'll actually be losing money. I guess it's due to those new model army units. A galley! We got a galley for that! Jeez. I guess the galley will just go ahead and discover what the Austrians have up here. And block their port. We're gonna turn this place into rubble. And just leave the Austrians with a big black hole. Right. 800 minus isn't that bad since I've been able to accumulate 5,000. We need to put that 5,000 to good use in upgrading our own infrastructure and so on. And probably try to open some more trade routes and stuff. But with that said, we're gonna end the video right here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.